Hello and welcome. Today we are doing a pick a card reading to see what new money-making gifts you're going to be activating within yourself in the next few months. So this is going to be all about the skills, talents, spiritual gifts, etc. that you're going to be awakening in the near future that will help you create more wealth in your life. And that's what we're going to uncover today, see what that is for you. I am so excited to do this reading today, and I want to give you a little bit of context to it for just a moment so that you understand how to really get the most out of the reading here before we dive into each of these piles. So humanity has been undergoing a major energetic shift over the last several years, and it is continuing to undergo this shift for the years and decades to come. And I'm speaking from an astrological and human design perspective here. Now, this energetic shift is why we are seeing so much turbulence in the world and around money. And because of this, so many areas of our life, and that includes money and how it works, is shifting. We've seen AI emerge and completely disrupt entire industries. We've seen the housing market go up and down so much in the last several years alone. We've seen 2022 completely shift the remote work landscape. So things are just going to continue to shift, but it's all because of this underlying energetic shift that humanity is going through. And a kind of part of this shift is that the frequencies that govern money are deepening, they're expanding. And it used to just be a couple frequencies that really governed the energy of wealth and money, and that's now expanding and becoming richer and more complex. And that gives people an opportunity to create wealth for themselves in new ways that weren't available before, moving forward into the coming years and decades. So I've got a video on that I will put up above in a card for you. So if you want to check that out, you can. But this is really exciting. It's a really exciting time to be alive, energetically speaking. And it's opening up, like I said, new opportunities for people to master wealth in a totally different way than ever before in this new era. And so as the energy around money is shifting, you are going to start feeling and seeing things shift within yourself. There are going to be new skills and gifts that come into your life that you can use to manifest abundance, all by using this new frequency of wealth that will be emerging. So the point of this reading today is to find out what some of those new gifts will be for you. So like I said, this is really, I think, such a potent and insightful reading that we're going to do here today, and I can't wait to dive in. This is a timeless reading, so anytime you find this video is exactly when you need to hear this message. This energetic shift is taking place over years, so this will be relevant to you whenever you watch it. I always use the cards here to channel messages directly from source and the spirit teams, deities, and collectives that I work with. So this reading will be exactly what you need to hear right now. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Taylor Eaton, and I am the author of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, which is one of the decks here that I have for you to choose from. The other decks that we have for our deck 1 pile is the Work Your Light Oracle. We also have here in pile 2 the Earth Alchemy Oracle, and then of course my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck here for deck 3. Now I'm going to give you a close-up of your crystals right now so that you can use those to pick if that tends to help you get clarity on which deck or decks are calling to you, because you are absolutely more than welcome to watch more than just one pile. It's whatever really calls to you the most. Sometimes when we have trouble picking between two, we just need guidance that's in both piles. So feel free to watch however many readings in this video that call to you. Now we have for pile 1, or deck 1, we have our dark green aventurine stone. This is what that stone looks like. For pile 2, we have pyrite. And then for pile 3, we have a tumbled emerald stone. Tell me in the comments if you say emerald or emerald, like emerald or emerald. My husband and I have a debate about how it's said. And I've heard it both ways. All right, we are going to be incorporating all of these decks in each of the readings, but just leading off with whichever one you pick, and that'll set a very different tone and energy for each reading. So absolutely pick whichever calls to you. As a quick reminder, I do not currently offer private readings to the general public. So beware of anyone in the comments or on other social media platforms pretending to be me and offering readings. Those people are not me. I will never reach out to you and ask you to purchase a reading from me. That will absolutely never happen. The only place I do personalized readings is in the Wealth Vibe membership, where my members have opportunities to get personalized card pulls from me and even purchase private in-depth readings from me if they want to. So if you are interested in joining the Wealth Vibe membership or getting a copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, the links for both of those are in the description box below. Now, if you are having trouble picking, I recommend closing your eyes, taking a deep breath, and then seeing if number 1, 2, or 3 pops into your head, or just go with whichever deck or crystal is calling to you or just looks the most appealing to you right now. Just trust that inner guidance. So yeah, pause the video, take however long you need to choose, and then click the timestamps below in the description. I will also pin them in the comments for you so that you can jump to whichever deck or decks you are called to, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, deck number 1. You have picked the Work Your Light Oracle and the Dark Green Aventurine Crystal. I am so excited to dive into your reading to see what gifts or skills will soon be emerging for you that you'll be able to use to manifest more money into your life. These are things that will likely be awakening sometime within the next year for you. If not in the next couple of months, we might get some guidance around the timing coming through as we dive in here. We'll see. Or for some of you, these might be things that have already started awakening in you over the last several months or years. So if you want to go deeper into the way the energy that governs money is shifting in this new era of humanity, like I was talking about at the beginning of this video, and how you can tap into that frequency, this new frequency around money that's evolved to become one of the people who masters wealth in the years and decades to come as things get more and more turbulent and more quickly changing, then definitely check out the Absolute Abundance Transmissions. That is a bundle of 4 transmissions and 4 exclusive in-depth card readings like this that dive deep into this new frequency of money. The link for that is in the description box below. The Absolute Abundance Transmissions are on pre-sale for a huge amount off for the next week or so, so definitely check that out if you feel pulled to do so. And especially if you felt this kind of energetic shift, or like money has been getting harder and harder to make, or you felt a pull to completely change the way you make money recently, or you've seen old strategies that used to work for you in business or in your career to make money that are no longer really performing as well. You are likely one of the people who will be able to master this unique upgraded frequency around money and cultivate massive wealth in the coming years. So that transmission set could very well be meant for you. So again, link for that in the description below. Now with that being said, let's get into your reading. All right, we're just gonna set your crystal up here and we are going to shuffle and see what gifts will be awakening. Oh, for pile, how many do we have there? I feel like there's more. What gifts do we have emerging for pile number 1 that will help them manifest more money into their lives this month for sure? So we have Lemuria, Creating Heaven on Earth, Unbound, Pillar of Light. These are some of my favorite cards in this deck coming up for you, deck 1. Birthing a New Age. I see a very clear pattern here. Very obvious. And we have the Crumbling. Oh my gosh. All right, so wow. Deck 1, you are really here to be a guide in this time of kind of the earth shifting into a totally new energy, into a new era of abundance, right? A new era of energy. You're someone who you have lived many lives before. You have a lot of wisdom. You are here to birth a new age. You're here to create heaven on earth. You are the oracle. You're here to help as old paradigms tumble away and new energies arise, and we're creating more abundance and more prosperity on earth. And as we're birthing the age, you're here to help guide people. You're here to help people release their soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. You're here to help people raise their vibration. You are really someone who's here to help assist people move through this crumbling, right? Like this to me, I know this is an oracle deck, it's not a tarot deck, but this card always to me carries such the energy of the tower, right, in our tarot deck. And that's just because with this crumbling, it's like we even just have this big tower here, but it's the old, and this is something I've been saying, and that's been coming through with those transmissions that are in the Absolute Abundance transmission session that I was just talking about. But sometimes in there's the words, the old empires are crumbling, right? Like that keeps coming through from my collective that I work with the channel from. The old empires, the old ways of being around money are crumbling. And we're seeing that now, right? We're seeing, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, we're seeing AI disrupt complete industries. We saw the pandemic disrupt industries, right? And disrupt the economy. We're seeing so much turmoil in the world that wasn't always directly related to money having a huge impact on money, because everything is really connected, and money is such an intertwined part of our existence here. And so as things start to crumble, we see so much upheaval and we see so much uncertainty. People have a lot of fear at this time, right? Like the general public has a lot of fear around all these changes. And there's always, of course, it doesn't help, like our news cycles are always telling us, how terrifying this is and all these horrible things. And it's not to say that horrible things don't happen or aren't happening, but it's saying that really the message here is a new age is coming, which is, we already kind of know this, we've been talking about this. A new age is coming. We're moving more into heaven on earth, but getting there is going to be a little bit rocky. But you, deck one, pile one, are someone who is meant to help people move through that. You are here to help to release your own soul patterns and contracts in past lives, and you're here to help other people do that by being this pillar of light. So I have the sense, and I want to get some more cards so we get clarity on the actual gifts that are emerging, but I get the sense that whatever gifts are emerging with you, they're probably going to be spiritual gifts, and if they're not, they'll be more like talents or skills or things like that that come very easily to you, or you learn, or you find you have a knack for. But you're going to have these different, these different gifts that are awakening that are going to improve your life so much. You're going to lead by example. Like, I just feel like your whole life is about to get a huge energetic upgrade. And it's because of these gifts that are going to unlock, because they're going, like I said, you are going to go first. You're going to be a leader. You're going to be a guide. So you are going to have some gifts that come up, and as they come up, those gifts will allow you to release more of your soul's patterns that you've been stuck in, release soul contracts that are done and no longer serve you, release wounds from past lives, things like that. Like, your gifts are going to allow you to do that, and then you're going to be able to do that for others. Okay, that's the gift. You are going to be able to help clear a lot of old karma that people cling to, and it no longer serves them. There's so many different ways you could do this. This could come through Reiki. This could come through energy work. This could come from light work. This could come through spell work if you have more of a leaning towards witchcraft. This could come through even doing card readings like this, like possibly, being able to say the right things. It could come through your writing. It could come through art. There's whatever it is that you feel called to do, or you already do, you're going to start being able to use it or find some other new modality for this in order to help people release old soul patterns, release old soul contracts, resolve them, and heal things from past lives that need to be healed. In doing this, you're going to have this huge ripple effect on the world. You're going to have this huge, you will become like, as you do this for yourself, it's going to be you first. Let's be clear. The message from Source here is you are going to have this awaken with you, and it's going to awaken because you are going to start to release your own soul patterns, your own soul contracts, and the things from past lives that no longer serve you. You are going to start to do this for yourself. So there's going to be a period in the next several months, I get in the sense in the next 6 months for you, there's going to be this period where you start to release old soul patterns, and you start to release like all these things that are weighing you down. And it's going to be a little bit of heavy work to do, because it's that shadow work, right? You're going to be doing the stuff that's heavy. I get the sense some things will be easier to release than others. There'll be a handful, I see like 2 to 3 bigger things that you need to release at least that are going to be heavy and take a little bit more time. That's why I say 6 months. But a lot of the things will just be, once you start to get the hang of it, it'll be so easy to just release all the things that aren't serving you. And as you really become a master at this for yourself, right, then you're naturally gonna, your vibration's gonna rise because you're no longer weighed down by those things. And you're going to be able to start helping other people do that. And you're gonna really help the people who are struggling from all these changes that are happening in the world, right? People who have been the most impacted by AI disrupting their industries. You are going to be able to help the people who have been the most displaced and feel the most lost. You are going to be such a guide. You're going to be this pillar of light just by doing it for yourself. And you're going to have these gifts that then you get to help other people do that for them. So that's really beautiful. And this is all part of how you're going to help contribute to birthing a new age, to bringing heaven on earth, to helping all of humanity move forward for the highest good of all. So that is incredibly beautiful and incredibly exciting. Pile one. How gorgeous. And the source keeps telling me, so I want to make this clear to you. The way you will start to learn and work with this gift is by using it on yourself. So if you feel like you don't see any soul gifts emerging in the next couple weeks, or I'd say 1 to 2 months, but you feel like this is resonating with you, then I would recommend sitting down and just starting to ask yourself, okay, what are soul patterns? What's karma? What's contracts? What's things that I keep holding on to in this life, or that I censor from other lives of mine, that I need to just let go of and I need to clear, and they're weighing me down, right? And start digging that, and you'll naturally start to find and be guided to the different ways your gifts are going to manifest for this, right? It might be like you might get the urge to start painting or to start playing music, or you might get the urge to just start doing energy work on yourself, or hire an energy healer, or train under one, or something like, right? Like there's so many ways it can come through. There's no limit on that you can use this gift, and that it might start to kind of awaken within you. But if it doesn't awaken, this is one that I get the sense that you can kind of activate it by just doing some digging into, I want to start releasing some of the stuff that's weighing me down from past lives, soul contracts, karma, that sort of stuff. And as you start to really do that work for yourself and just start to kind of explore that and kind of dig into that a little bit and do some of that deeper work, that shadow work, that healing work, as you do that, you will start to naturally see these gifts emerge. But again, sources saying don't discount it. Just because you've done it for yourself, don't discount it. I get the guidance here that many of you will probably do this work for yourself. You'll have these gifts awakened, but you won't even see them as gifts. You'll be like, I just did a lot of journaling. I just did a lot of meditation. I did a lot of cord healing work, whatever you did. I did a lot of music, and that helped me process things. Source is saying it might feel so easy to you that you do not realize how powerful it will be for other people. And there's often, I see this a lot of the time with a lot of my past clients that I've worked with who were spiritual healers or spiritual workers. They would have had such phenomenal results for themselves when they say, well, I haven't done it for anyone else, so I'm not actually that gifted. It's just something I did for myself. It's like, yeah, but you won't ever do it for anyone else until you start doing it for someone else, right? Like you just have to start. And so, of course, always do things in integrity. Always be safe with helping with these deeper things. I highly recommend, if you are going to be working directly with people to help them like dig into their soul patterns and past lives, do your due diligence. Be trauma informed, go through trainings, whatever you need to do to make sure that you are not doing any harm to people in this work. Always be careful with that. Get whatever certifications or training you need. But don't discount how powerful what you do for yourself can be for other people. Okay? Source just keeps telling me they're going to do it for themselves. They're going to see their life completely shift, but then they might not see it as something they can do for others. You can do this for others. This is a gift that you are meant to share here in this lifetime. This is something that you've brought with you into this lifetime. So, really, really exciting stuff. Let's pull some more cards for you to see if there's any other gifts or any more clarity on these gifts or anything else that Source has for you. I'm going to pull from my right off the bat, Wealthy Woman Oracle deck for you. See if there's any other cards that want to come out for you. This one right here. All right, so here we have the Rogue card, we have Financial Flow, and we have Eon of Excess. This is really exciting to see here. So these cards, pile one, tell me that there's going to be some unexpected stuff that comes up as these gifts emerge. I think some of it will just be the fact that you'll find I think it's going to be a lot of what you find to uncovering yourself is going to surprise yourself. You'll be like, wow, I didn't realize I was holding on to that. Or, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I had that baggage from a past life, or things like that. So some of that stuff is going to surprise you that you uncover within yourself as you're starting to awaken your gifts and do this healing work on yourself. It's going to surprise you a little bit. And it might even be like a little overwhelming, or a little shocking, or even like discouraging, or like so heavy, like how am I supposed to clear this? The universe is saying you have all the gifts you need to do it. You have the ability to do it. But as long as you are able to look at any of this, the word baggage is coming through. I get the sense you're going to look at it like, I have all this baggage. You don't. You have lessons. You have wisdom. That's what your baggage is. Oh my gosh. Source is telling me right now to communicate to you that you are not, oh my gosh. Pile one, do you feel like, tell me in the comments, do you feel like you are someone who has a lot of baggage? That you're very flawed, or that you'll never be enough in some way? Because that's what's coming through. And then I get the sense that as you dig into some of the stuff that needs to be released and awaken your gifts to do so, you're going to have this moment, or many moments, where you might be tempted to lean into thinking, I'm so flawed, or I'm so damaged. You're not. Or I have so much to heal. It'll never be done. How could I ever help people with this? I don't know that I have it in me. It's like Source is like, don't get discouraged. Instead, you are being invited to see this as happening for you, to see all of the things that you are now ready to be released, to be able to look at them and say, wow, look how strong I am. This is proof of how much I've been able to carry. This is proof of how much I've grown in my lifetime, in my lifetimes. This is proof of how powerful I am. It's proof of all the strength I've cultivated in my soul. This is proof, like, look at all of the weight that you carry spiritually and energetically, that you're ready, it's now ready to be released, and that your gifts are awakening to help you do so then you can do so for others. Look at all of that you're carrying as proof of how strong you are, that you're able to carry that. Look at it as, it's almost like it was like resistance training for your soul. It's like you carried so much for so long. And at times it might have made you feel like you were damaged goods, but you are not. You are so strong. You are stronger than most other people. You have cultivated such strength, such perseverance, such a strong love in you for yourself, for others, for humanity. It has created so much beauty and power within you. It's like, pearls are created diamonds are created under immense pressure. You're the diamond. You are not damaged goods. You are a diamond. You might have been through a lot, or your soul might have been through a lot, but it has all been for you. It has all been for you for this moment that you're going to have in the next 6 to 12 months, where you finally see how powerful you are. Like, I almost get the sense like you're going to be able to zoom out and like see all the cards on the table. You're going to be able to see all of the things you've overcome in your lifetime or many lifetimes. And you're going to be able to see all of these things that have helped you grow and how you've grown. And it's just going to be this beautiful story of growth, of strength, of compassion, of perseverance, of wisdom. Like, you have so much that has come from heavier things, and yet you rise, and you get to raise your vibration. You get to rise up. You get to now be a pillar of light for others and help them release what they need to release. So you will have moments where you doubt yourself, but don't give in to that doubt. Don't let yourself slide into the thought of, I'm damaged goods, I'm too damaged, I have too much baggage, I have too much to heal, it's impossible. It is not. Source is saying you have what it takes. You are not damaged goods. You are immaculate. You are divine. You are perfect. That is what Source wants you to know right now. So even as you do this work, it might feel hard at times. See it as happening for you. See it as an opportunity for you to observe how powerful you truly are and what you're capable of. That's what Source wants you to know. As you do that, if you can move through this work with your gifts, of developing your gifts by using them on yourself to release the old things that need to be released so that you can be that guide for others, to guide others through this tumultuous time and create this new world, this heaven on earth, what's going to happen is you are going to unlock so much financial flow and a new eon of excess. I see eon of excess as being more of a collective thing. You're going to help humanity step into more abundance, more prosperity in all meanings of the word, because you're going to help guide people into this new age where we're creating heaven on earth, right? Where it's much more loving, much more soul aligned and fulfilled, right? So this is going to be something that I see your work is going to help the world. It's going to have these beautiful ripple effects into the world that's going to help the collective to create more prosperity. For you, though, you're also going to unlock financial flow. Either, again, like I said at the beginning of this, directly from using these gifts to help people heal their soul's past lives, their soul's karma, contracts, things like that need to be released, their shadows. You might start doing that if you don't already, of, being a spiritual healer or being someone who does that sort of work and gets paid for it. Or it might be that, like I said, this comes through in other ways where you create music that has the intent to help someone release, heartbreak or patterns of karmic patterns of heartbreak that keep happening in their life because their soul is here to learn something. Maybe you create a piece of art that has this energy you've infused into every brushstroke or every line that is intended to help people release, old generational wounds or things like that they need to release. So it can come in so many ways. It might be that you do something that's a little bit less on the spiritual side or a little bit less on the creative side. Maybe it's more that you end up, in your work, maybe you start, kind of being the person people come to in your office to tell you about, their troubles, in their personal life, and you kind of become that shoulder to lean on and you kind of guide them through it, and that helps them release this stuff as a byproduct, right? There's so many ways that this gift can be used and that you can leverage it, but whatever you do, it's going to end up opening up more abundance for you. It's going to either be directly something you monetize, or it's going to be something that adds more value into your life and allows other avenues for mind to open up to you. I see that if you're in an office and you're just kind of being this pillar of light and living by example, you're going to naturally be, like I said, helping your coworkers or inspiring them to let go of this sort of stuff, even if they're not really aware that that's what they're doing. And your management or your boss will be like, oh my gosh, you just light up the room. Everyone loves you. You help make this workplace so much better, and you bring such a joy to your work. And so here's a promotion, here's a raise, right? There's, again, so many ways this can play out. But specifically, you're going to help people heal things on a spiritual level. You're going to help them release things that they're ready to release. And you're going to do it for yourself first. And as long as you see it as happening for you, as long as you see all of this as being for your benefit and knowing you have the power to move through it, you will unlock so much abundance for yourself, for others. You'll become a guide that helps guide people through this tumultuous time to create the best version of this world that we can. So that is incredibly beautiful. We're going to pull some final cards for you here. All right, this here is our Earth Alchemy Oracle. So let's pull, see what deck one needs to hear. I love, these are smaller cards. I actually really like them. This card. I think at least one more for you. We'll see if any others want to come up later, but... All right, we have Golden Libyan Tektite, which is expansion, galactivations, initiation, ancient Egypt. And then we have Secret Garden, which is sacred space, cultivate your space, inner beauty, self-care. So again, I feel like, again, I said this at the beginning of this reading as we were looking specifically at this card, with these gifts awakening, but you've had these gifts, these spiritual gifts that are going to be awakening for you. They are not new. You have had them for lifetimes. Your soul has had access to them for a very long time. They are part of your soul. And I get the sense that they were given to you as a gift from a higher source, from whatever it is that resonates with you. But you were given these gifts as a gift to you. And they're going to be activated again within you in this lifetime. And they were given to you for this lifetime, is what I'm getting. You've had them in past lifetimes. You've had these gifts before. They've always been with your soul. But your soul, your souls use them at different times in different incarnations. Your soul was using them at those past times to practice for this time. to practice for what you're about to start helping people do, either directly or indirectly. So that's very exciting. It's almost like I said, your soul's been preparing for this lifetime, for this moment that you're coming up on when you'll actually start using some of these gifts. I get the sense there will be more gifts that awaken for you later on, but these are the ones that are going to awaken next for you, or deepen or come out in new ways if you already have some of these gifts activated. They're going to be reactivating. They're just going to be awakened because they've just been dormant in you in this lifetime, or not used in this way that they're going to start being used in. And it's almost like I said, like your soul's been preparing for this lifetime to use these gifts in this lifetime in this way. And it's like this, as you do this, this is going to initiate you and your soul into something even greater and into its next purpose and next mission, which is really cool. I've actually never had that come through on a reading before, where you're about to end your own kind of soul mission that your soul's been working toward for so long in this lifetime or maybe the next. It's kind of coming to that end, and then your soul's going to move on to its next mission, which is something completely different. So that's incredibly interesting. Now, we also have your secret garden, sacred space, cultivate your space, inner beauty, self-care. As I said, some of the stuff that you're going to clear is probably going to feel a little heavy. And it's especially going to feel heavy. I don't want you looking at it from this perspective of, I got to clear this because I had this reading and Taylor said that if I got to clear this stuff and then I can start making more money. It's like you truly have to just clear the stuff for the sake of clearing it, and know that as a byproduct, you're going to make more money. You are going to help more people. You are just going to be a happier person. You're going to be that pillar of light. Like it doesn't feel good to carry around these heavy energetic things that no longer serve us or that we don't need and that have put a lot of pressure on us for a long time, spiritually speaking. So it's like, just let go of those things just to feel lighter, and then you're going to naturally start to make more money and things like that. Now, having said that, there's going to be those times when you are doing this inner work, and even though you might be saying, this is happening for me, this is happening for me, this all happened for me, that's why I have so much to release, is because it made me so strong and so ready to help others. Source is just saying, take some time for yourself. It's okay to also not go like all gung-ho on the spiritual work and these gifts nonstop. Like if you need to take a break for a couple weeks or a month or so, do that, right? Like you don't have to clear everything in one fell swoop. It's also an ongoing journey to heal, as you will find. Like you will probably release and heal quite a bit initially, but then you're going to find deeper layers of it or new things to heal. It's like you are human. Part of the human experience is continually growing, and we do that a lot of times through healing and learning. So go at your own pace, right? Like that's what the source is. The source is saying, go at your own pace with this healing work. You are on no one else's calendar but your own. If you try to force yourself to speed up because you need more money, or you got to clear this stuff so you're not blocked energetically or whatever, so you can help people, you're not going to be that pure pillar of light. You're not going to heal completely. So don't half-ass the healing work is what I'm getting here, right? Take time for yourself. Do it from a fully nourished place before you show up and do that inner work. All right, I think one more card for you, my loves. I feel like there's a last little bit of guidance that's wanting to come through for you. Oh, there it is. Rose Quartz and Olive Tree, Alchemy of Love, Peace Offering, Compassion, Venus Energy. So again, this really is like, it's a lot of self-love, a lot of self-care, a lot of compassion. Again, I see a lot of compassion arising within you for other people as you help them heal. I see you bringing a lot of peace, a lot of love to what you do. I also am getting a sense that this might, for some of you, it won't be for all of you, but for some of you, these gifts you're doing might actually be specifically around relationships, around helping people heal from relationship-related things, from love, from heartbreak, from feeling like they can't trust people in relationships, healing those sorts of stories, healing those sorts of wounds, those sorts of karmic cycles in people's lives. So that might be a little bit more of that specificity of what you're actually doing with this. I also get the sense you might have some of your biggest things to shift and release and clear here might be around relationships or romantic love or relationships in your life or in past lives. So something to just look for there. Could be a good starting point if you want to start this process of awakening these gifts, like I said earlier, of really looking at, okay, what old energetic things or stories am I holding on to that no longer serve me? What patterns do I have in this life that I can censor from other lives that I need to release? And especially around relationships, that might be where you want to start looking to kind of tug the thread to get the ball rolling and activate this gift that's just going to lead to so much more abundance, so much more prosperity, so much more soul wealth as well. It's not just a matter of money. You're going to feel wealthier on a soul and emotional level as you clear these things and as you allow these gifts to be used to help others as well. So there you have it, Pile One. I hope you enjoyed this reading. This is really beautiful energy. You have a lot of power, a lot of strength, which is honestly one of the old frequencies that used to govern money and still does, but it's now shifting, and it's shifting a much more in this way of like the power that comes from love, the power that comes from healing. That is a lot more of the power that now governs the energy of money. So again, if you want to dive deeper into the new energetics of wealth that are emerging in the world, definitely go check out the Absolute Abundance Transmissions. That is in the link in the description below. Definitely go check that out and claim your spot if you want to before the price goes up or spots run out. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to subscribe to my channel for future card readings, channeled messages, and other spiritual tips and tools for manifesting money. And with that being said, I will see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 2. You picked the Earth Alchemy Oracle deck here and the Pyrite. I am so excited to dive into your reading to see what gifts or skills will soon be emerging for you that you'll be able to use to manifest more money into your life. These are things that will likely be awakening sometime within the next year for you, if not in the next couple months. Or for some of you, these might be things that have already started awakening in you over the last several months or years, and you're going to start to find new ways to use them or ways to deepen them with these gifts that we uncover here. Now, if you want to go deeper into the way the energy that governs money is shifting in this new era of humanity that I was talking about at the beginning of this video where we were picking our decks, and how you can tap into that new frequency of money to become one of the people who masters wealth in the years and decades to come, then definitely check out the Absolute Abundance Transmissions. That is a bundle of 4 transmissions or channeled messages from Source and 4 exclusive card readings in depth like this that dive deep into this new frequency of money and how you can harness it in your life in the coming years to navigate the continually changing landscape of finances and economics and just the world in general in order to make sure you are mastering and really leveraging those opportunities for abundance. The link for Absolute Abundance is in the description box below. It is also on pre-sale for a huge amount off for the next week or so. So definitely check that out if you have been feeling pulled to do so as I'm talking about it. And especially if you have felt this energetic shift with money, like money, the way it works and operates in the world has been changing, or we've seen so much upheaval and you felt affected by it, or you feel like money's been getting harder and harder to make, or you've just felt a pull to completely change the way you make money recently, then you are likely one of the people who will be able to master this unique and upgraded frequency around money very easily and cultivate massive wealth in the years to come. And I'd love to get to help you do that through these amazing transmissions, these amazing messages that have come through inside Absolute Abundance. So again, the link for that is in the description. With that being said, let's get into your reading. All right, so we're going to move your crystal out of the way and let's dive in. Let's see what is deck number 2. Need to hear what are the gifts awakening for deck number 2 that'll help them manifest more money into their lives. Let's see this one. Oh, we have a bunch that just came out for you. I thought we were just pulling a few. All right. I think this one too wanted to come out for you. You have a lot of cards, deck 2. All right. I always like a lot of cards. It's always more fun, I think. There's just a lot of guidance them coming through. Wow. The Diamond Ray, Diamond Light Body, High Frequency Activations, Planetary Grid Work. Ooh, what an exciting card to start off with. Let's put some more down. We have Turquoise and Forget Me Not for balance. I want these to sit nicely for you. Make sure we can get all of your many, many cards on camera. I think this might be a little bit of a creative spread for you all. We have Integrating Energies. Okay. I'm starting to see some more of the message here for you. These cards really want to slide all over. A lot of blue for you too. Lots of blue. Lyrian Stargate. Sink into Silence, Jade and Pink Lotus. I'm going to keep going down here with these. I want to make sure we can see all of them though. Let's see, how can we lay these out for you? We're going to do Garnet and Lady's Mantle's Womb Healing. And we have Past Life Healing. So we had some Past Life Healing in deck 1. So if you were struggling to pick between the two, you might want to go back and watch deck 1 after this one to see what's there for you, because there might be some guidance for you there as well. All right, so what I'm seeing here, deck 2, is first of all, we have really powerful, like I said, like planetary grid work. You have a lot of, there is some healing, right, in your cards. I see some healing work in here, and we'll get to that. But I also see, I already kind of feel the gift that's coming through for you is more kind of claircognizance, right? So I see that you are going to start really being able to know the right way forward. You're going to just know what needs to be done about things, right? And these are one of the clairs, these psychic gifts, right? I see specifically for you claircognizance emerging. If you don't already have claircognizance or even some clairsentience where you just kind of have a feeling about things, then that's going to be emerging for you in the next, I get several weeks to months for you. Definitely within the next 6 months at most. Now, if you already consider yourself to be clairsentient, claircognizant, then know that these gifts are going to emerge in different ways for you, or you're going to find new ways to use them. So when I'm looking at this, what I'm seeing is it's like you are kind of you're here to be kind of a conduit for source and for power with this diamond ray, right? Like you're about to receive a lot of high frequency activations. You are kind of downloading information from all over the universe. You have been for a while, probably most of your life, but it's really speeding up now. And in the next several months here, you're going to see more and more of that, especially over the next year. But just more and more high frequency activations. So things clicking into place, ideas, skills coming, like all just sorts of different, whatever tools you need are at your disposal is what Source is saying. Like it's whatever you need to achieve whatever it is that you're going after, any projects, any goals, Source is going to keep activating those things within you. It's like such divine support and power, truly. I even have personal power over here. I just saw that. So we have a lot of just like raw power coming through you, that Source is just giving you. You almost have like a direct line to the universe. You're here to be kind of this channel, you might actually start channeling. You might have more channeling abilities awaken within you, and just kind of getting those downloads. They might come through as like just knowing things or feeling things. That might be the way you channel. It might not be like through words or through images. It might be more through feelings and just knowings, right? So that's something I feel like the claircognizance, the just knowing, the ability to just know when things are going to work out, to just know what the next right step is, especially to take in order to make more money or to get that business off the ground or to eliminate that debt or whatever it is around money. Like you're just going to start to know, and it's just going to be this feeling, and you're like, you won't even be able to explain it. You're like, I just know. And that is going to be the way you're going to access that deep knowing of things, and it's going to start through coming stronger and stronger, is when you make time to sink into silence, to reflect, to be calm, right? So I see a lot of slowing down for you. I see a lot of going inward. I see you meditating quite a bit. If you don't already meditate, it might be a good time to take up a meditative practice or something that allows you to be more present and still mentally and physically. But I see you needing to slow down, needing to create more balance. And it's not just balance of work and rest. It's balance of looking outward and looking inward. I get the sense you've been looking outward a lot. You need to be looking inward more. Or if you find yourself on the other end of the spectrum, then look outward more. But I get the sense that you're going to need to be spending some time. You're going to be called to. You're either going to be pushed to spend more time looking inward and slowing down and reflecting and sinking into that silence, or you will choose to do it, right? So it's your choice, up to you. This is kind of a sign right now from the universe saying, here's your invitation to choose. Do you want to slow down of your own choosing, or do you want us to force you to slow down? Because it's going to happen one way or another. So that's just coming through for you. Do with that what you will. But you're being asked to find more balance. You're being asked to really come just into that perfect place where, you're not too busy or too slow. You're not too fast, too slow, to just, I see you just coming into alignment like this so you can be that pure channel of energy for the universe, right? To speak through, to work through, to act through. So you're going to need to make, and you're going to be asked to make, and you're kind of going to be pushed to make, if you don't choose to make it, the space to just be in silence. And again, this doesn't have to be all the time. Maybe you go on a long, like 2-week long silent retreat, who knows? But I get a sense it's like just like a daily practice. Source is asking you cultivate a daily practice, or if you already have a daily practice, like double down on a daily practice of meditation and rest, or just silence and quiet for a little bit, 15, 20, 30 minutes a day, whatever feels good to you. But creating that space, because in that silence is where you're going to start to feel or know these gifts that are coming through. You're going to know things. You're just going to have ideas. You're just going to know. You're going to be like, I know that I should just apply for that job. I just know it. Or I know I should just put out that offer in my business. Or I just know I should raise my rates on something, or lower my rates on something, or run the sale. Like, you just have a knowing. You'll just know things. Or you'll just feel something. You'll just be like, that feels so wrong, or that feels so right to me. Especially around your finances as well, right? So you're just going to know what needs to happen next. You're going to know. You're going to feel it. But the way you access that knowing, that feeling, is you're going to have to get into silence first. That knowing and feeling, I get the message of this knowing, this clairsentience and claircognizance have been with you a long time, maybe your entire life. And it's been active, actually. So this isn't even necessarily like activating this way. It's more that you're learning to access it in the next several months to year here. This is the way you're going to do it, is through silence, through reflection. In that silence, you're probably going to be asked to heal some things, right? We'll get to that in a second. I don't want to get too off track because there's more here, but I want you to understand, this is what Source is saying, I want you to understand that the gifts you have are already active. The gifts you have are already available to you at any moment. You have the ability to just know or just feel what needs to happen next, or what shouldn't happen next, in order to get to where you want to go financially. You already know, and in other areas of your life too, but you already know, you already feel. You already have these gifts. You're just not making space to hear them and to really leverage them and use them. So it's not even that they have to activate, that you are going to get high frequency activation soon. You're going to get, as honestly, it's as you take more time and get into that silence more and be still more, you're going to find yourself naturally, you're going to be receiving light codes, downloads, upgrades, activations. Is just going to be happening. It's all going to integrating energies, awakening, transitioning, right? Like it's going to be, so it's just like, just quiet your mind, quiet down, and just listen. That's what the universe is saying. Listen, make space to listen each day. And then all the rest of this unlocks, You're going to get activations and awakenings. You're going to get downloads. You're going to become this freaking amazing conduit for the universe, for the highest good. You're going to find more balance. You're going to heal in doing that. Let's talk about the healing now, because now this wants to come through. So as you do this, you're going to start to know what needs to happen next. You're going to start to feel what the right thing is to do to get to where you want to be financially, as you take time and slow down, listen, and just listen to that inner voice, to the universe, whatever's coming through. And you're going to start to naturally have these gifts come through, and you're going to start to as you sit in quiet, you're going to just start to naturally have these clairs come through. And then you are going to naturally start to find this balance. You're going to start to naturally crack open for deep healing, for balancing your karma. You are going to access more personal power. You're going to heal entanglements. Your throat is going to open. I see you speaking quite a bit with these gifts when you start to really strengthen in them. I see in the next 1 to 2 years, maybe 3 years, as you start to deepen into these gifts that will awaken, as you create more quiet and space for yourself in your life to just hear these gifts and listen to them and use them, you're going to start to speak from them. You're going to you might speak about them specifically. I think it's more that you're just going to have the knowing of like what needs to be said. You're going to know what needs to be addressed. You're going to know what needs to be said. You're going to know what the world needs to hear, what other people need to hear, what people in certain industries need to hear. And you're just going to be able to say it. You're going to find such a gift for words if you don't already have one. And if you have one, it's going to be strengthened, but you are going to really be stepping into your personal power and You're going to speak from that place of personal power. And that is the power, when you speak from that place, that truly commands money. This is one of the transmissions we're going to be talking about inside of Absolute Abundance. Again, that link is in the description below, but one of the transmissions deals with the frequency of power and how it used to govern money, and now it governs money in a different way. It's become more complex, richer, more spiritually aligned. And so you are going to really be mastering that. You're going to have such personal mastery. You are going to have such personal power in the coming years that is going to allow you to stand up, and you'll know what needs to be done. You'll know what needs to happen, what to stay away from, what to pursue in order to make more money. You're going to just intuitively know these things. You're going to know them on this deep soul level without it being able to explain how. You're going to be like, oh, I knew to invest in that stock. I just knew to invest in that stock. I don't know how I knew, I just knew, right? Like that's the claircognizance. So you're going to have these gifts awakening, and they're going to help you really, as you make this space, you're going to naturally balance out things. You're going to start to heal. You're going to find more of your personal power, and you're going to step into that personal power because you're going to feel so aligned with the universe, because you're going to be this conduit for it. You're going to feel so aligned with the universe that you are going to feel unfreaking stoppable. Deck 2. And your throat chakra's going up, and you are going to speak from this place of absolute soul aligned power. And it is going to rock people's worlds. It is going to empower so many people, and you are going to wield such power. I see a lot of influence for you from these gifts, right? But it all starts from making space every day to listen. That's the guidance. Make space. Just listen, right? You don't have to do some crazy meditation. You just need to quiet your mind, quiet your breath, and just sit for a few minutes and just listen. Just listen until you hear or know or feel something. That's it. That's as easy as this. It's so easy for you to activate because, like I said, you're not even activating it. It's already there. But you have to listen to it. You have to make space for it. So a lot of power for you. A lot of a lot of transmuting energy, a lot of being that conduit for the universe, just creating space to allow it all to happen. That's really all that you have to do. You're going to have a time where you need to do some past life healing along this journey. It, again, will probably naturally happen as you make this space to sit, but I do get the sense that if you get stuck in the next several months or year with some sort of like, says anger, right? Or not being able to forgive something, or something from a past life or past in your current life, then go find someone, probably someone from deck 1 who picked that one first, who can help you to clear that. I mean, in a sense that it's okay to help for that assistance, to clear that, to move through it so that you can continue to be that conduit for the highest good, for the absolute form of abundance, which is source, which is God, which is love, which is the divine. So again, it almost feels like everything, your life's mission, your soul's mission, it seems, is to be a conduit for the universe. That's what you're here to do, is to be almost that bridge between heaven and earth, right? That we hear quite a bit about, is be that conduit. So again, this might be actually channeling from source or from a collective like I do, or from a spirit guides or spirit team, or it might be more that you just know, it's just comes through that claircognizance and that clairsentience, or it's both, right? Of just like being able to act out the universe's will for the highest good through you, right? So it's really powerful. Also, you may want to get some assistance with some womb healing. If you can do this yourself, great. Some of your powers you might be able to use to help other people with past life healing and or with womb healing. I get the sense that these are more for you to heal, these two cards of past life healing and womb healing. These are more for you to heal. This might be some of the healing that happens naturally or comes up naturally as you're creating that space to be still and listen, and you might get the guidance that, or the knowing, right? Or the feeling of like, I need to work on my womb healing. I need to work on some sexual power, some sovereignty. I need to work on being more sovereign in my body. Even if you're not someone who identifies as female or can partake in womb healing, you might still need to be healing your sovereignty. Why can I not say that word today? You might need to be healing that in your body, right? How do you feel in your body? And again, the past life healing, anything to let go of, these are probably linked, honestly. They might be rolled into the same events or same traumas or same memories. But these are things that you will probably naturally be led to heal within yourself. Again, you might use your powers to help others heal these things. If that resonates with you, I get the sense more that these are more for you to personally heal in order to better access these gifts, and these gifts are going to help you heal them. It's like a self-feeding cycle, right? So very exciting start, deck 2. We're going to pull I was going to pull some more cards for you for my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, and as I picked up the deck, 4 fell out. So these are your cards from the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. So we have, of course, Sacred Stillness, Breath of Abundance, Metamorphosis, and Garden of Wealth. I'm going to put these here. And I laugh because so many of these, all like Sacred Stillness, Breath of Abundance, they're speaking very much, as the name suggests, to the fact that you already, like, you just need to make some space. You need to make some space to be present, to listen, to heal. You need to slow down. You need to allow yourself to expand. You need to bring more balance into your life, right? It's just confirmation of these cards here that we already went over. We then have Garden of Wealth card, which again, to me is the confirmation of these gifts are already within you. You've already had these gifts. I feel like some of you might be needing to hear this card right now, or this kind of doubling down on this message of like, you already have these gifts. They already exist within you. They've been there for a long time. They've been active. You just haven't been fully leveraging them and listening to them because you're not making space to listen or feel into them. Now, why you might need to hear this is because I know from personal experience that clairsentience and claircognizance, so that's clairsentience is the feeling of things, like things just feel right or not to you. They feel safe, they feel unsafe, they feel like good, they feel bad, they feel like they're successful, they feel like they're not, they feel like they have potential, they feel like they don't, and you can't explain it. You just have a feeling about it, especially like a physical feeling even, but it's just like this sense or this sensation. That sense, clairsentience, and then claircognizance is the knowing of things. Like you just know what needs to be done. You know things you maybe shouldn't even know. You kind of like can almost predict things without, like, you don't see them, right? We often think of like clairvoyance as the traditional like psychic abilities where you have visions of the future, you see the future. You could have that through any sorts of ways. So claircognizance is you just know things. You know whether something's a lie or not. You know whether something's the truth. You know what the next right thing is for you to do. You know what's going to happen. You just know these things. You have inklings of things, or full-blown just knowing of entire situations before they even occur, before you get wind of them. And as I was saying, I can tell you from personal experience that those 2 clairs, when they are the first ones to develop for you, if you haven't already developed other spiritual gifts, I'm going to tell you right now, deck 2, that you will be so easily tricked by yourself into thinking that they're not actually spiritual gifts. I cannot tell you for how long I had both claircognizance and clairsentience, and I didn't think I had any of the clairs. I didn't think I had any spiritual gifts or psychic abilities up until very recently in my life. And it was just like, because it was with me my whole life, I just always got like a sense about things, or always kind of just like knew things, or knew the right thing to say, or knew, it's like I just had this knowing and this feeling about a lot of things in my life. And because it was with me my whole life, it just felt so, I was like, this is how everyone operates, right? Like, this isn't a special ability. This isn't a spiritual gift. And it was only, like I said, pretty recently in my life that I realized I had these abilities. In the last few years ago, I think I realized these things. And it's very easy to overlook them. So this card, again, the Garden of Wealth, is like, everything's already there. You already have all of it in your garden. It's already in full freaking bloom. You just have to actually stop and harvest it. Smell the roses, right? You have to actually use it and value it. So for you, right, like these gifts are already there. They're already almost pretty much fully formed. You're just not using them. So, or using them in a new way that you're being called to use them in, if you're already using them, or in a different way. So through all this, you are going to change so much as you embark on this, right? This is our Metamorphosis card. And it's important for you to be open to change. Like, if you start creating a little bit of silence, a little bit of presentness every day in your life, you are going to change, because all this is going to change, right? Like, you're going to start to come into balance more. You're going to start to heal things. You're going to step into your power and role as a conduit for the universe and for that universal power. And you're going to step into your personal power and speak with such personal power and conviction. And you are going to be unstoppable. And you're going to completely change. You're going to be unrecognizable from who you are now in just like a couple years' time. And you have to be open to that change. I think a lot of people, when we hear that, we're like, yeah, I want to be unstoppable. But change is the hardest thing for us to do, because change means the ego dies in some way, and then it shifts in a different way. But that's an ego death. Anytime we have any change, and especially any significant change like this, the way you see yourself is going to change. The way other people around you and how they see you is going to change. How the world sees you is going to change. How you see yourself in the world is going to change. You're going through so much change through this, just by accepting the gifts you already have and starting to use them, that it's just like this wave of like this just unlocks whoosh, everything when you take that time to be still. Just unlocks everything else here. And the universe is saying, be open to this change. Don't fear it. And it's also, this is something too that we talk about in the absolute abundance transmissions, is don't fear the changes in the world. You're going to see a lot of change in the world. This is why these gifts are here for you to use to help be that conduit for the universe, for the highest good in this time of, I don't want to say total turmoil, but as the world is navigating this rocky, shifting energy that we're going through at this time in, humans' history, that it's like you are going to see yourself change quite a bit, and you're going to see the world change. Don't be afraid. Embrace it. It is all happening for you. It is all happening for the collective. It is all happening for growth and highest good of all evolution. So don't be afraid to change, to embrace these gifts. Don't be afraid to grow. Don't be afraid of all the changes that are going to be happening around you. You can weather. You are incredibly powerful, especially when you make that time, you sit in that silence and you become a conduit for the universe. You can handle anything. All right, now last few cards for you. My deck 2. Any last things you need to know about these spiritual gifts or anything else for deck 2 in the coming years? These two. All right, so we have boundaries and we have the Great Gathering. All right, so I am getting the guidance that as you take time each day to just get quiet and listen to and feel into your gifts and allow them to come to the forefront, which by the way might take a little bit of time. Like, don't get discouraged if you do this and you start meditating or just being present for a few minutes each day for several days or a week or two and nothing comes through. Keep with it. After a few weeks at most, you're going to start to hear, or not hear, you're just going to start to know and feel things coming through for you. And some of you might have some clairaudience mixed in there as well, because that keeps coming up for me. All right, so as you do this and you step into all this power and you have a lot of influence and you're speaking a lot, you might have a podcast, you might be public speaking, you might just be, it might just be the literal, like you're speaking with more conviction, right? But I see a lot of this voice and this throat energy for you. As you step into this and you start to wield more influence, more power, then you're going to have a lot of people wanting a lot of things from you. This is part of, with great power comes great responsibility. You're going to have a lot of people who want a lot from you, who want a lot of things from you. Part of it is because they can see your gifts, they can see your power, and they want you to help them. Part of it is also just when someone has power, other people gravitate towards that person and either want the power for themselves, which is a little bit often a more malicious energy, but for you, I see it more as people are just drawn to that, and because they're not stepping into their personal power without realizing it, they try to kind of leech onto yours because they're like, take me with you, right? Like, hey, I want to rise up too. I want some of what you have. So you're going to need to set a good amount of boundaries. You're going to have some really good boundaries with yourself and with other people around you and in your life that allow you to best utilize these gifts that you're going to unlock and be that conduit for the universe. This is kind of the guiding light that source wants you to know, is like anything that pulls you out of your ability to be that conduit for the universe, to allow that pure energy, that powerful energy, that somewhat healing, but mostly powerful, highest good of all, empowering energy, right? Anything that keeps you from being the purest channel for that needs to go. Right? So you need to have some boundaries. So if you find that maybe it's, like certain people in your life who, whenever you're around them, they drag you down or they ask so much of you and you overcommit, and then you can't really show up to, share your voice, you can't, you're not speaking from your most powerful place. You're not feeling empowered. Anything that pulls you out of that needs to go, or you need to have a boundary in place that will prevent it from doing that to you. So there's just kind of a cautionary word here of like, have some boundaries and set them up as soon as you can. Don't wait until there's already an issue to then set some boundaries, though you might have that in some cases, but overall, set some boundaries pretty early on for how you're going to use your gifts, who has access to, how much you're going to work on things, or how much you're going to share with people, all that sort of stuff. Like, have the boundaries that you need to have. By the way, these gifts might shift your career path. I get the sense they're not going to change that much in terms of the career path for you. I feel like it's either going to elevate you or be an additional thing that you add on. But it is an option for you to completely change your career path if that feels aligned to you. Now, we have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits Soul Tribe. You will meet, right? Especially if you have your boundaries in place, to have boundaries against the people who just want to kind of leech onto your energy and your power, and aren't really contributing anything to it and are just taking. As long as you have those boundaries to prevent those people from sapping your energy and your power, you're going to find a lot of other people who are doing similar work at this time in the world. And I see collaborations for you. I see community for you around this sort of stuff, around this work you're doing, around even just around personal power, around speaking. You're going to know the soul family. Again, it's like clear ascensions. You're going to just know or feel at home when you start to meet some of these people. I see you meeting a lot of really cool and influential people as you gain more influence and power. You'll find more people like that, and you'll start to feel at home with people who know how to hold and wield power in a spiritually aligned way. There are a lot of people in the world who know how to hold and wield power in a non-spiritually aligned way. That was a lot of how we saw people kind of governing wealth in the last several decades or centuries. And now we're starting to see that shift with the shifting frequency of energy, of wealth. We're starting to see, again, like I talk about in the absolute abundance transmissions, the energy of wealth that governs wealth. Part of it is the frequency of power, but that power is evolving. So it used to just be brute power. It's like if you had power, you could have money. That was a frequency you had to master for money in the old paradigm. But we've now been shifting more into, if you have power and know how to wield it in a spiritually aligned way, then you can have money, right? That's part of the equation. It's part of what we're going into inside of absolute abundance. But you will start to meet more people who have power and know how to have it in a spiritually aligned way, in a way that's for the highest good of all. And that's going to feel like home for you. And that's really beautiful. So, yeah, that's amazing. You are going to be someone who knows truly how to wield that power in a very spiritually aligned way as you go down your path. And that's something that, like I said, most people are going to have a real hard time adjusting to, as that old paradigm of brute force and power falls away, especially where money is concerned. And we move more into a time of needing to more artfully wield power and more responsibly wield power when it comes to money and influence and things like that. So you are going to be someone who knows how to do that, who really truly masters that in this lifetime through a lot of these gifts and other gifts that will probably awaken for you down the road. And that's really exciting. So that is your reading, Deck 2. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to dive deeper into the new energetics of wealth that are emerging in the world, definitely go check out the Absolute Abundance Transmissions in the link in the description below before the price goes up or spots run out. I hope that if you did enjoy this reading, you will comment below and let me know what you took from it. Let me know how it resonated for you. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for future card readings, channel messages, and other spiritual tips and tools for manifesting money. Give this video a like, and you can also grab your own copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck in the link in the description below. That is there for you. And yeah, I'm so honored to get to do this reading for you. I can't wait to see how you step into your personal power. And until next time, I am wishing you so much abundance and prosperity. Bye. Hello, deck number 3. You picked the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck and the Emerald Stone here. So I am so excited to dive into your reading to see what gifts or skills will soon be emerging for you that you'll be able to use to manifest more money into your life. These are things that will likely be awakening sometime within the next year for you, if not in the next couple months. Or for some of you, these might be things that have already started awakening in you over the last several months or years. Now, if you want to go deeper into the way that the energy that governs money is shifting in this new era of humanity, like I was talking about at the beginning of this video when we were picking our decks, and how you can tap into it to become one of the people who masters wealth in the years and decades to come, then definitely check out the Absolute Abundance Transmissions. This is a bundle of 4 channeled messages from Source and 4 exclusive card readings that dive deep into this new frequency of money and how you can really access it and use it in your life in the coming years and decades as humanity undergoes this massive energetic change and shift. The link for that is also in the description box below. Absolute Abundance is also on pre-sale for a huge amount off for the next week or so. So definitely check that out if you feel pulled to do so, if this feels aligned to you, and especially if you felt this energetic shift that I'm discussing around money, or like you felt personally that money has been getting harder to make, or strategies that once worked for you in business or your career are no longer working, and you kind of feel like you're being pushed or nudged to change what you do to make money or to deepen it or to bring even your spiritual gifts to it. You are probably someone who is really ready and easily able to master this unique upgraded frequency around money and cultivate massive wealth in the coming years and help others do the same, kind of be a guide for them. So again, if that calls to you, Absolute Abundance, go check it out on pre-sale now in the link in the description below. And with that being said, let's get into your reading. All right, so let's move your crystal all the way. All right, what does deck number 3 need to hear to help them know what spiritual gifts they're going to awaken, how it'll help them make more money in their lives? These cards here. This one wants to come out for you. This one. The Observer, Rebirth, Mend the Flow, the Stargazer, and we have the Champion. This one has been coming up so much in my readings lately, the Champion card. Okay, I know why, but we'll get to it. So, what I already see for you very, very clearly is you are going to have a gift to be able to very clearly see what other people need to mend their own financial flows. I would not be surprised if you, deck 3, get into doing or are already in the line of work of helping people with their finances in one way or another. You might be a business coach or a mentor. You might be a money mindset coach. You might be a financial planner. You might work at a bank. You might there's a million things, right? Like there's so many ways, but there might already be some element of what you do that helps people with their own finances. This doesn't have to be the case. And I want to be clear here. Source is being very clear that you do not have to, in order to unlock the gifts we're about to talk about here, you do not have to be in the world of finance. You do not have to move in that direction. This is just something that is available to a lot of you and that will probably appeal to a lot of you who are watching this pile. Now, what the big gift here is that you really, if you don't already, you're about to start to really understand money in a very, on a much deeper level, in a much more intimate way. I get the sense that you might actually be, ooh, this is really exciting. You might be about to undergo some sort of rebirth, some sort of personal up level that's going to really open the floodgates of abundance for you. And it's going to allow you to see how money truly works. And especially, like I was talking about earlier, how it's beginning to work in this new era, in this new paradigm that we're moving into in society and energetically, universally, and how that relates to wealth and how it affects the way money flows. You're going to be someone who truly becomes a master of understanding money. And it might be maybe you understand the stock market, maybe you understand personal finance, maybe you understand budgeting, maybe you understand just the energetics of money, whatever it is. Like you're going to have some sort of level of mastery of knowledge and personally, like personal knowledge and mastery over money, but also professionally. Like you're going to be able to help people with that if you want to. So that's incredibly valuable. And truly what I get the sense is that it's not just going to be like, oh, you know how to help people make a lot of money, though you probably will be able to do that. You actually know what, you kind of know the deeper energetic flow of money. This is actually what absolute abundance is all about, those transmissions. So if this feels aligned to you, then definitely go check that out and get in on it if it feels aligned to you. But you have so much in here about, like, the observer and the stargazer, all about looking for the signs, looking for wealth, looking for the patterns of things. You're going to get really good at spotting patterns. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you make a lot of money, possibly, right? And I'm not a financial advisor, so this isn't me telling you what to do with your money, but I could see you potentially making some really good investments, maybe in the stock market, maybe in something else, but something that's going to lead to a lot of money for you. You're just going to see the stars align. You're going to see the signs that the universe is leading you. You're going to understand the language of abundance, the universal language of abundance, the frequency of abundance. You are going to start to speak it. You're going to start to feel it. You're going to mostly start to see it. You're going to start to see how the universe speaks in synchronicities to you. You're going to almost feel like you have a secret conversation with the universe going at any given time, and it's going to start leading you to all the money you desire. And you're going to help others know how to see these things too and how to look for the signs, whether it's in something like the stock market or something else like that, or the housing market or something where you can make a lot of money, or it might just more be on a cosmic sense of where do you look for the signs spiritually, right? So I'm getting a lot of this, like, you are going to be someone who can easily see patterns, someone who can easily, you might already be this way, but it's going to awaken in this gift of you being able to really see the flow of money. You're going to really be able to see this. But this is all going to happen after you kind of go through a personal rebirth. There's something that needs to fall away. There's a version of you that needs to kind of die off, so the new version of you can be born. This can be a painful process. I don't get the sense that it's going to be that hard for you. I get the sense you might already have been going through this or coming out of it, or very ready for it and welcoming for it. I don't get the sense it'll be really hard for you. There's a lot of lightness in your cards. So I truly see here that you're going to start to have this gift of being able to kind of foresee financial patterns, money patterns, things like that. You're going to know exactly how to help other people harness these patterns, harness the energy of money. You're going to understand on a cosmic or spiritual sense more about how money and the universe actually works and flows. That's incredibly exciting. And you're really it's just like, you're going to keep seeing these little breadcrumbs. It's going to start by you starting to see little synchronicities, little signs. This is how this gift is going to awaken in you, or how it might already be awakening in you. But you're going to start to see these little breadcrumbs, these little signs that are going to help you become this, like, financial genius or financial psychic almost. Like, that's like, people are gonna be like, how did you know that was gonna happen? How did you foresee that? How did you know to jump in on that thing at that time? And you're like, I saw the signs. I was looking for the signs and I saw them. Like, you're gonna start to speak the language of the universe. And that's so beautiful, so exciting. And the cool thing is you have such a big heart, Deck 3, and I know you're gonna do this for the highest good of all as that champion. You are going to help so many people with the money you make, because I see you becoming incredibly wealthy. Like, filthy rich, right? Like, I don't even love that term, but that's like the energy that's coming through here. Is like filthy rich, so much money, but you're going to do so much good with it. You're going to help so many people with it. And it's going to be for the highest good. Like, you're going to be such a pioneer for money and the way people relate to it. And you're just going to be such a champion for others around this. So this is really exciting, really, I want to say beautiful energy. It's something different than that. It's really inspiring energy is what you're carrying, and these gifts that are awakening in you. And this is really different. I don't think I've ever read this in anyone's reading before. This kind of path that you have available to you. And let's be clear, again, Source is really reiterating here to you that you don't have to take this path. So if you're listening to this and you're like, this does not resonate, I feel like you would have already jumped off by now. But if you're still listening, you're like, I don't know if that's me. It is for you. It is an option, is what Source is saying, but it's not the only option for you. So there are other options that you could go down that path on. I'm going to pull some more cards from another deck. We might see what some of those options are. It seems like those of you on this deck have a couple different options available to you, but this is like a very strong one. And if it sounds exciting to you, then Source is like, go after it, own it, take it. You might have the thoughts of, who am I to become this master of money, you become so rich. That's the part of you that needs to die away, is the part that doesn't feel worthy of it, right? As soon as that dies away, all of like, you're going to start to see the signs, the synchronicities, you're going to start to flow with them, and you're going to start to see all this money coming in and be able to help others with it. And then once you've done that, you'll be like, oh, I know how to follow the bread. I just keep being like, you know how to follow the breadcrumbs of the universe. You know how to speak the universe's language of abundance, which is signs, synchronicity, guidance, right? Like flow. You're just going to master all of that. And it's just going to start with letting go of the part of you that says, who am I to do this? Who am I to have this gift? Who am I to help others? Who am I to have all this money? Who am I to do it? You are the universe in motion. You are part of the divine. You are everything. You are everyone. Of course, you get to do this. You were born for this. Your soul is here to do this at this time to help others. So really exciting stuff. But if this doesn't resonate with you, you don't have to go down this path, is what Source is saying. And that's kind of true for every reading I do. Nothing's set in stone. I'm only ever reading the energy at this moment. So you could at any point choose differently and go down a completely different path. But Source is really making it clear that there's other gifts you could awaken. There's other things that you could do. They don't have to be with making tons of money, though I think if you're on this reading, you're open to that. They don't have to do with helping other people with money. They don't have to do with really lining up with the synchronicities of the universe and learning to speak those things and making more money. You don't have to do any of that, right? The universe is saying this is just one of many paths available to you. So let's pull some more cards, see if we see any of those other paths or any other guidance Source wants you to know about this. All right. I want to get some more. What other paths are available to deck 3? I'm already laughing at that card that just flipped over. If you can't see it, it says Labradorite and Blue Lotus Flower Psychic Gifts. Of course. Yep. All right. I'm going to put this one here. Psychic Gifts, Blue Lotus Flower, of course. Amber and Dawn, Redwood, Rewild, Rebirth, of course, Crystal Grid, Focus, have Make a Wish, My Body is a Safe Space. Okay. So what I'm seeing here, deck 3, first of all, which way, what the universe is telling me is, hey, like, you don't have to have these gifts awaken of seeing patterns with money, of, you know, becoming this kind of financial genius. But you're going to have some psychic gifts awaken one way or another. Like, you're not going to escape it. It's almost like the universe is like, you have all the decks. You are going to have an awakening. You are going to have spiritual gifts awaken. The end. That's it. Like, it's kind of almost inevitable, but like the way they develop, what comes about, that is up to you. And the way, how much you decide to engage with it, that's up to you. So the universe is also telling me right here that you might get some gifts if you don't choose. This is what's saying. This is the easiest path that's available to you, or the soonest path is this one we just read here with the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck cards of becoming that like kind of financial genius and just creating massive wealth for yourself and helping other people do that in this really beautifully spiritually aligned way. If you don't want to do that, what is also available to you, but what might take a little bit longer, is this ability to develop some psychic gifts, which are they're going to come from spending some time in nature. They're going to come from understanding what is a societal construct versus what is actual truth, which is something we humans tend to forget quite a bit. It's going to, like, you're going to have some psychic gifts awaken that way, which are going to allow you to really become more of a healer and heal people quite a bit. You're going to be able to clear a lot of energy. You're going to be able to transmute energy. You're going to be able to have some psychic gifts that truly, it's like it's healing abilities. And this, again, that might not even appear as psychic to you. It might appear more like maybe you become a nurse or a doctor or pursue some sort of, medicinal work in some shape or form, whether mainstream or alternative. You're going to go down the healing path then. This is another path that's available to you. And you'll have some gifts that lend themselves to that. However, It's going to take a lot of focus. It's going to take a lot of dedication. It's going to take your own transmutation. It's going to take a lot of your own kind of coming back to yourself and finding the truths for yourself. There's going to be a lot of duality on this path. There's going to be a lot of, if you choose to awaken these spiritual gifts, it's going to be a lot of having to kind of have one foot in the spiritual world or like your own personal truths, and then one foot in what society says in this 3D world and our physical reality. And so there's going to be a lot of duality of holding those things. And that's where a lot, you're going to, again, it's going to require a lot of focus. It's going to be a little bit more challenging for you. It's going to maybe kind of be, I don't want to say hard on your body. It's not like it's a threat to your body, but it's just going to feel more draining at times. So this is still a very exciting path. I'm getting a little bit less coming through on it, so I'm going to pull some more cards for you from another deck, because I think that's going to give us the last little piece of the puzzle with this path. But it looks like there's kind of these two paths being laid in front of you, where it's like, do you want to become a financial genius? Do you want to become a healer? Both are available to you. Maybe you even do both in this lifetime, but it's going to be like one at a time. Or one after the other, you know, but which one do you want to do first? This one's maybe a little easier, but maybe that's a little bit more out of your comfort zone because it has to do with money and that's so taboo. Or, you know, is it going to be more diving into healing, like physical and energetic and spiritual and mental and emotional healing, all those sorts of things? Do you want to do that? It's going to take some focus. It's going to take a little bit more time, but it's going to allow you to see both sides of things. You're going to see the duality of this world and of this existence. Pretty cool, but it's going to require a little bit more from you. It's going to take a little bit more from you, not in a sacrificing way, but just more of like, it'll feel a little bit more tiring at times, and require more patience and focus. So that's that other path. Let's pull, I feel like there's a third path for you is what I think we're going to find in the next cards, but we'll see. It might be confirmation or more information on the second path, but yeah, it seems like there's 2 sets of gifts right now, maybe 3, that are available to be awakened within you. With this, I see these psychic gifts being more of just like that intuitive, like ability to do more of that energy healing, right? Whether that's actually what you're doing and monetizing, or you're getting paid to be a doctor, a nurse, therapist, do even like healing, like equine therapy is coming through, like horse therapy, like being someone who facilitates that, or, you know, like healing, even helping people heal through, your art or music or whatever. It's going to be more geared toward healing. It's going to be psychic gifts that are more like you just kind of know what people need to hear or what needs to happen for them to heal, right? You're going to be more in tune with that healing energy. So that being said, let's get our last deck of cards here. All right. What else does deck 3 need to know? Spiritual gifts. Is there a third path for them? This one's going to take a break. Yeah, I already know what this is saying to you. Oh, hello. We got some cards popping out for you. So this to me is what this last message here is for you. We'll see if you can see all of it. And this one fell out for you just as I was putting the deck away. So I'll give you these right here. Okay, so we've got take a break. We have Anna, Grandmother Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. We have keepers of the earth, you are not alone, ancient ancestors stand beside you. Inner temple, age of light. Here's the deal, pile 3. You, as it turns out, you're going to unlock all of this in your lifetime if you want to, right? Again, choice is yours. You're going to unlock all of what we've talked about so far. It's going to come in seasons. If you want the easiest and fastest, most applicable one to you is the mastery of money in this lifetime. So that's very exciting, and being able to help others if you so choose to. And it might be that then you start to find ways to help people heal in order to then help them be able to master money, or, you know, it's like it all can bleed together. However, this is going to be like a lot of your life's work. And again, this might not be like what it looks like on the surface. It might be that you're a writer and you're writing books, but what you're doing with writing books is you're tapping into that flow of the frequencies of wealth and money, and you make a lot of money with your books, and you teach other people how to make a lot of money writing, like other authors, or you start your own publishing house and help other authors make money in their own way, and they're sharing work with the world that helps the world and all this sort of stuff. And then you start going on this healing journey, or you get into alternative medicines or things like that, right? Like or maybe you start writing about healing and how that relates to money, or just healing on its own because now you have money so you can focus on that. Or, you know, it's like, but I just get the sense this is like, you're here to do so much in your lifetime, and you have so many spiritual gifts awakening and coming through for you. They might not look like the traditional spiritual gifts in terms of like clairvoyancy, though you might have that. But it's more like you're just going to know how to look for the signs of the universe. You know, you're going to know how to dance with the universe. You're going to know how to allow that to create more abundance in your life. You're going to know how to use that to heal and to heal others, and to, it's just like, it's so much of layers and layers and layers of things, right? Foundations, seeing the light, a life's work, not a season, right? Like you're going to need to go through this slowly. Like this is why I'm saying this is your life's work. This is entwined in your life's work. You are here to serve a very big purpose. You have a huge mission. You have a lot to do in this lifetime. You've been training for this for lifetimes. And you're not alone. Your ancestors are beside you. You have this whole team behind you because you're here to do such big things. And it seems to me like you might have already done quite a bit in your life, but you have even more to do. And it's like the universe is like, don't burn yourself out trying to do all of this, because I think the universe knew. It's like, we're unlocking a lot in this reading. Don't do it all at once. I know I said at the beginning of the reading, this is your gifts you'll be unlocking in the next 6 to 12 months. I think that's true for more of the financial mastery. The other stuff's going to take longer, and doing it all is going to take a while. So the universe is like, there is a lot for you in this lifetime. You've been waiting for this lifetime for many lifetimes. You've been training for this lifetime for many lifetimes. If you really start to tune inward, you're going to start to see these gifts awaken. You're going to start to see these things happen. You start to shift and release the unworthiness. That's what I keep getting, deck 3. Release the unworthiness. Drop the story. Drop any stories you have around not being worthy, or who am I to do this, or any of that stuff. Like, that needs to go. It is what is holding you back from living your true life's mission. And in doing that, making all the money and wealth and impact that you desire. So truly, that's what's coming up here. And you're not alone. There's so much support behind you. The universe is like cheering you on. Your ancestors are cheering you on. The divine is cheering you on. Like, it's all there for you, but it's like you're here to achieve and accomplish and carry so much, and to carry humanity forward so much with what you do. I wouldn't be surprised if in human design you're a manifestor or manifesting generator. You don't have to be, but you could be multi-passionate, multifaceted, multi-talented, have many different ways that you bring in money over your lifetime, many different careers, many different interests. You are a very complex person who has so much to offer, but also so much that they're going to learn and do in this lifetime. And so this is absolutely not where I thought we were going with this reading, but you probably are going to see more and more of these things emerge, and other gifts emerge over the next several years, decades, I'm hearing, of your life, which is very exciting, because it means that you get to keep growing and keep diving deeper into yourself and into your gifts, and keep acquiring more wealth and more abundance and helping more and more people as you go. Like, you're never going to stop. I mean, since you're never going to peak, you're never going to like be done in a way. You're going to just keep going. Your whole life is like this upward trajectory. Yeah, you might have some, like, it might go like a little bit more like this on the bar chart, but like overall your trajectory is just upwards, right? It's an upwards climb. So it's just like, yeah, there's so much support behind you. Really. You're very supported. You're very cheered on cosmically in this work that you're doing, whatever industry you're in right now, and wherever you may end up, because I see you jumping around quite a bit. But yeah, financial mastery is very much available to you, or at least to start getting on that path in the next 6 to 12 months. I'd say even maybe a little bit less than that. And then from there, probably, but you can choose to go the healing route first. Maybe you're already in med school. Keep going with that route. That's still a route for you, right? The financial mastery can come later. The universe here is saying this is not linear. This doesn't have to happen in this order. This is just from where you are right now, maybe the easiest order for most of you. So really, big things for you to do in this lifetime, deck 3, no pressure. But yeah, you're here to do big things. You're here to do a lot. You are here to master money. You are here to master healing. You are here to be a master. That's what I'm getting. You're here to be a master at whatever it is you choose, really, but to master these things and to bring your own gifts to them and to others and to the world at this time. So yeah, there's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to dive deeper into the new energetics of wealth that are emerging in the world, definitely go and check out the Absolute Abundance transmissions in the link in the description below before the price goes up or spots run out. I feel like if you are still here at this point in this reading, that is very much something that is meant for you. But again, only if it feels aligned. And if you did enjoy this reading, be sure to like this video. Be sure to comment below and let me know what resonated with you, where you are on this immense journey that you're on, deck 3. And be sure to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already for future card readings and channeled messages and other spiritual tips and tools for manifesting money. And of course, if you want to grab your own copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, the link for that is also in the description. So that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing all of you and your amazing bigness that you're here to share with the world to this space. And I'm wishing you so much abundance and prosperity, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.